It's Saturday the 22nd of June 2019 and we're back at Blackpool Pleasure Beach for the first time in a month. It's our first time here since we got back from America, and today I am joined by Stephen, Jimmy and Mark.
Good day.
Are you looking forward to getting on another Arrow hypercoaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good to get back on the big one.
Good to get back on. It's got a good first drop, so.
Yeah, good stuff. Anything else you're looking forward to today?
Just to see more. Just nice to get back on some coasters. It's been 2 weeks now, hasn't it? So getting a little bit of a withdrawal symptoms from it.
Yeah.
So it should be an enjoyable day. At least the sun's out.
Sun's out, guns out. I've been asked to be on suicide watch for yourself, just after how much you enjoyed America.
I know, it's going to be a bit of a come down, but I'll try my best, you know what I mean? Fill myself full of full fat coke, pay the additional, and that'll be alright then.
Yeah, exactly, and you've got your nice new Send It t-shirt on.
I'm just going to be sending trains all day. Like, send it.
Send it.
Send it.
Yeah, so we'll put a little bit of a card in the top of the screen where Mark got his top from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure how many rides we're going to do today. We're just here to have a chill out, but we thought we'd do a little vlog. It's been a month, and our last video here was the No Queues at Blackpool Pleasure Beach video. Now, because it's the start of the day, it is again pretty quiet, but as is standard with Pleasure Beach, it will get busy as the day goes on. Looks like Icon's on 2 trains, Big One's on 2 trains. Not sure about any of the others, but we'll let you know how we get on. First ride of the day is going to be Icon. So we did come to Icon because it usually opens before the big one, but we've found today that it's actually the reverse, and the big one is open already on 2 trains, and Icon is not quite open yet. So we've just taken our first rides on Icon on our first day back at the Pleasure Beach here after our trip to America. It's running a little bit sluggish with it being the morning, but it's still a great coaster. Still got arguments for it. Probably is the best coaster, or one of the best in the UK. Let's see what the other guys thought, starting with Mark. How was your ride on Icon?
Icon, it was alright for a first ride of the day. You expected it to be a little bit sluggish to begin with, so that was to be expected. Still a fully enjoyable coaster nonetheless, so hopefully a few more rides on it later this afternoon and it'll warm up a bit more. Yeah, so it's been just over a month since we had our No Queues at Pleasure Beach Day. It's looking like it's going to be another day similar to that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like the big one, it's like it's not even half full in the station or anything like that, so I don't know. We'll wait and see.
You could bring a friend for free today, but it's still shaping up to be a quiet one.
Yeah, you say you bring a friend for free, but I got the email last night, so it's like not much time to plan a trip to Blackpool, is it? Especially if you're coming from a distance away, you want a bit of notice on something like that. You can't be sending it out on the Friday, so.
No, you need to send it out at the start of the week, surely.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets started of the week, like, oh, let's go Blackpool this weekend, it's looking alright as well for weather.
Yeah.
And then more people will come, because it's not like you can just, on the spur of a moment, come to Blackpool. You've got to like plan it really, so. Yeah, the spur of the moment bookings are where you hope that they would have some sort of price as a deal when you get here, say after 2 o'clock, maybe a cheaper wristband or something, but we'll see how it goes. It is still early. I mean, what is it, about 11:30? If that. 11:05.
11:05, so it's got time. It's got time. Jimmy, Steve, I don't know if Steve wants to talk on camera as much.
What do you want to talk about?
How was Icon?
Icon, I've never done it at the back before, so first time back here today. Really enjoyed it actually. A lot better than the middle, which I normally sat in.
Yeah.
I think the back's a lot better. Still not anywhere near as good as I was hoping it was going to be when it was built, but it's okay for Pleasure Beach. Yeah. It's re-rideable.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. How would you compare it to like Blue Fire, as an example? It's a mat coaster that you've done.
I do prefer Blue Fire, but that's because the lasting version on Blue Fire is a lot better.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, unfortunately. Icon just doesn't really tick any boxes for me. However, this thing here,
big one.
So Magnum, brilliant coaster.
Yeah.
Big one. Now I've done Magnum. I feel like the big one still has a place.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed the first drop on the big one. It's much, to me anyway, I think the first drop on the big one is much better than Magnum's. However, Magnum's layout after the first drop is far superior to the big ones in my opinion.
That's a fair comment.
I did enjoy going on it today though, so I still enjoy the big one, which is good.
Good to see it on 2 trains.
It is good to see it on 2 trains. No, let's just get it on 3.
Yeah, right. Jimmy, how was your ride firstly on Icon and then the big one?
It's alright.
It was alright.
Not quite maverick, but again, it's good for the Pleasure Beach, so just hope it warms up later on.
I think we're going to have to try and avoid like comparing too much to Cedar Point because it is on another level to anything we have.
Hopefully a ride on it that later on will be better.
Once it's warmed up a little bit.
Big one, yeah, it was great on the back. I didn't have any problems. It's a good thing for me, so.
Good stuff. So yeah, it's worth mentioning that we did go straight to the big one after Icon, so we didn't really have time to get the camera out. So as a raving Arrow fanboy, I should probably talk about the big one a little bit. Yeah, it's always tough riding it after Magnum. I remember last year coming here a week after I'd been to Cedar Point for the first ever time, and I did the big one, and I just sat like this going, oh my god, what have I done? I've ruined the big one. Well, I feel a bit like that today, but to be honest, I knew that was going to happen because Magnum is by far superior to it, unfortunately, but it doesn't mean that the big one is a bad coaster. It's just not as good as Magnum, but it's still great for what it is. The first drop's brilliant, the turnaround's fun, and it is an all-round fun coaster, and still on a par with Icon as the best coaster here for me. So now it's time to move on and do some more coasters. Next up is a ride on Nickelodeon Street, but first just wanted to point out that it is really quiet. I'm just wondering if it's because it's early or if it's going to be another one of those quiet days at the Pleasure Beach. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're going to go and have a ride on Nickelodeon Street now, formerly known as Roller Coaster. One thing I would like to say is it's good to see that the Pleasure Beach is open until 6 o'clock today. Mark, do you think it's going to get busier?
No, it's 11:30 now. People might start wandering in probably around 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
If they're making a weekend of it.
Yeah, hopefully.
So hopefully they'll come in. It seems awfully quiet. There's nobody even on the walkways or anything. It's not like just the rides are quiet. It's just everywhere's quiet.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just begs the question, doesn't it? Obviously, we've mentioned it quite a number of times about the opening times.
Yeah.
Because if you're making a weekend of it, you either have to come up Friday night to enjoy it at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Or you come Saturday, you want to be getting up early on Saturday.
No,
when
exactly.
You work Monday to Friday, so.
Especially if you've come as a group of adults and you go out on the lash on the Friday night, you're not going to want to get in here at 10 in the morning, are you?
No, that's the last thing you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to wake up, have a spoon's breakfast, and get here for about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then you've got still 10 o'clock at night. You can enjoy yourself.
Yeah. But weather like this as well, 6 o'clock close, is it too early even though it's quiet? Would it perhaps be better if, say, they had an earlier strike close, like Europa do? So they say it's 6 o'clock when you get here, but yeah, alright, there's lots of people on the seafront at 2 o'clock. Let's open till 10. There's more people here.
Yeah, it's like I saw it online. I can't remember. Obviously, in the group, someone put it on this like previously. They had it'll close between this time.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense, really, when you're at the park because
it was Ash. It was Ash who posted it in the Pleasure Beach Experience chat. I think it was 2006.
Yeah, where they had it'll close somewhere between this time. And then if it's quiet and stays quiet, then you know it's going to close here. But also, if it's busy, you know it's going to stay open that little bit later as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And it should really probably go back towards that.
Yeah.
And say, look,
back to their roots even.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like when we went to Coney Island and that, it was open till midnight and people were still flocking in.
Yeah,
later
exactly.
on in the day. And you're like, that's how.
And that opened at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
2 p.m. till midnight, and it was heaving.
Yeah. And it was just like people just kept coming and coming and coming. And there was a nice atmosphere all the time. It's just like, yeah, that's what I want this place to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be like when I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s. That's what I want it. And it's just a shame sometimes it's not quite here.
Yeah. So we're going to take a ride on Nickelodeon Street now, and I'm sure that we won't be waiting too long. So we'll see you after the ride. Keep keeping with the subject of queue times and how quiet the Pleasure Beach is, we've come to the Big Dipper, and for the time being we've been put off because it is on just the one train at the minute. It has a little bit of a queue. Sure, it won't take too long with one train even from there, but you know, it would be better to see it on two. So it is going to be a strange day at Pleasure Beach, because I think earlier on we mentioned big ones on two trains, icons on two trains, so they don't really have a queue, but it's busy enough that if the coasters are on one train, but yeah, they will get a queue. So I think it's going to be a bit of a strange day as far as the crowds go here at the Pleasure Beach today. So pretty much all season at the Pleasure Beach we have been talking about the big one needing some sort of merchandise to celebrate 25 years. There is now some 25 years anniversary merch for the big one. It's still not much, but there is something at least. I mean, one thing that we did say that when we went to Cedar Point, there was no 30th anniversary merch for Magnum, so maybe it's just not a thing to do anniversary merch anymore. But I am still a little bit disappointed that with all this big one merch that they've got here at Pleasure Beach, that there is nothing really other than the pin badge for the big one's anniversary. But we'll have another look at the pin badge, and yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about it. It's good to see that something has been done. It's better than nothing, I'll give them that. And I don't think much has changed in terms of the merchandise since we last came to the Pleasure Beach, so I'm not going to do a full walkthrough, but I can't remember if we mentioned these in our last Pleasure Beach vlog, so it's worth a mention that there is a couple of new icon designed hats. And again, something else I'm not sure if I've mentioned, with it being a month since we last came to Pleasure Beach, you can now get personalised souvenirs in the shop. So I'm not too sure if I've already mentioned this in previous Pleasure Beach vlogs, so I do apologise if it has been mentioned, but yeah, it's worth a mention, I think. Something that the Merlin parks do as well. I think all the parks are going to pick up on doing the personalised merch. And you can also buy yourself some Pleasure Beach chocolate now. I believe it is Cadbury's chocolate, but still it's a nice touch. While we're in here and while we're filming, we'll go and see if there is any new ride parts. Is there some new parts?
No, there is something else.
Oh. Mark is the man of mystery. Wow.
Oh, ready to stop room from somewhere, aren't they?
Yeah. Traumatizer, Pleasureland Southport.
No price on it. I have no idea where they've got that from.
No.
At all.
Oh, it looks like the Wild Mouse exit sign has been bought. And I'm pretty sure the big one seatbelts were more than £25 the last time we looked.
£40 at start of the year, weren't they?
So they've been reduced, and we've still got all the flags that we're not going to rummage through. So yeah, you can still buy plenty of ride parts from the Pleasure Beach. I'm not sure if you'd want to carry them around with you, but I know plenty of people do buy them, so it's good that the Pleasure Beach do sell them. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers the merch, because in fairness, there has been a lot of changes to the merchandise this season at Pleasure Beach, and we're now at the point where I wouldn't really expect anything else to be added to the lineup until next year, but it's always worth a look in this shop, because there's always a couple of goodies that appear out of nowhere.
We've just taken a ride on the river caves. Sorry about the shaky queue line footage. A couple of things to note if you are going to bring a little one, especially someone of Charlie's age who is a toddler. You have to take a child on with shoes. They must be wearing their shoes. We got to the front of the queue line before we were given this kind of information. It doesn't tell you at the entrance of the ride, so I thought it was worth mentioning. If you're going to take a toddler on the ride and they're not going on by themselves but they're going on with you, you need to take them on with their shoes on. Also, they need to be able to walk to go on the ride. Of course, not everyone has children, it doesn't apply to everyone, but I did think it was worth mentioning, especially as a lot of you know we've got the little one. And yeah, it's a little bit frustrating that you don't realise until you get to the front, because you could find yourself in a situation like a late night riding where the queue line could be all around this area, and you might find yourself in a bit of a problem getting to the front of the queue line. You might have waited an hour and then find, oh, I need my shoes, but your other half could be at the other end of the park. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. If you're going to bring a child on the river caves and they're a toddler, make sure they've got their shoes on. In terms of the ride itself, it is a fun ride. I do like the river caves, but
It's showing its age in a few places, but there is a few scenes that look like they've had some work done and have been spruced up. But yeah, I think definitely it'll be something that probably gets spruced up a little bit over the next few years. So we've taken a ride on a couple of the roller coasters, we've taken a ride on the river caves, we've had our dinner, and now it's to do one of our favourite rides at the Pleasure Beach, which is of course the Pleasure Beach Express. A ride that we went on quite a lot in 2017 as Icon was constructed, and of course at the start of 2018 as Icon began to test. But of course Icon is open now, but it's still nice to come on this ride, take in the views and just chill out really. It's a nice chill out ride that not many parks, especially in the UK, have. It's not all about the coasters for us, it's nice to just sometimes take in the atmosphere as well. It's very, very quiet. It's just... Yeah. It must be closed. There's just no one in the queue, literally. No, Icon is open, the gates are open. It just has absolutely no queue whatsoever. And that's even whilst it's on 2 trains. Interesting to see what the queue for infusion's like. It does tend to attract a queue on a busy day. It's got a bit of a queue. That's Big Dipper flying over. Yeah, so infusion's got a bit of a queue, but again, not a massive queue really for a Saturday in June. I'm definitely interested to know in the comments what you think. Are we making too much of the fact that Pleasure Beach is quiet before the school holidays? Is it purely because everyone's waiting to come in July and August when everyone's off school, everyone's off college, people are off work, people can bring their kids to the Pleasure Beach, you can come with your friends if you're off school or off college. Are we making too much of Pleasure Beach being quiet, or is it a genuine concern? Because so many times this season we've been to the Pleasure Beach when it is this quiet. I mean, it's a nice, lovely sunny day. As you can probably tell, I'm quite red in the face because it is absolutely roasting. It's taken me by surprise. I saw on the weather forecast that it's going to be warm, but it's a lot warmer than I expected. As Mike would say, it's called summer. But it's just one of those things really. I'm just surprised at how quiet Pleasure Beach is. Big ones on 2 trains, not really got much of a queue. Icon, it's not even on full capacity. It's got no queue whatsoever. And I know some people could argue and say, well, why are you moaning about it? Go and get on the rides and go and enjoy them while they're quiet. But I come to Pleasure Beach that often that I don't like seeing it this quiet. I want to see Pleasure Beach thriving. I want to see Pleasure Beach busy. I want to see it making lots and lots of money so we can see the next Icon coming in, or the next Valhalla, or the next big one. But when it's this quiet, you have to wonder where the Pleasure Beach is going in that sense. Is it a concern to you, or would you just get on the rides and think, do you know what, Scott, stop worrying about it. It doesn't matter how busy Pleasure Beach is, you don't get paid to worry about it, so just come and enjoy the Pleasure Beach for what it is and let the people who work here worry about how busy it is. But for me, as a fan of the Pleasure Beach, a lifelong fan of the Pleasure Beach, it just worries me to see it this quiet. And I don't know if I'm alone in that, but hopefully it's going to pick up in July and August. Big Dipper is now on a 2-train service, and it's a little bit of a queue, but it'll certainly move a lot quicker with this queue on 2 trains than it will have done earlier on when it was running on 1 train. So it is great to see that Big Dipper is on a 2-train service. We've just taken our first ride on Big Dipper of the day. Well, it was brilliant. I've got to say I was a little bit concerned after riding all those classic wooden roller coasters over in America, especially the likes of Cyclone, which we thought was absolutely incredible. And of course there was Thunderbolt, Bolt and Jack Rabbit at Kennywood, all excellent classic wooden roller coasters. So I was a little bit worried how Big Dipper would stand up to them. I've got to say I really enjoyed it, and it is up there with them. It's somewhere up there with the high level of quality that those woodies are. It is an excellent coaster and a credit to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. They look after it brilliantly. I mean, what was frustrating me a little bit is the people sat behind me were going, oh, it's rough, I'm getting whiplash. You're not getting whiplash, it's over 90 years old, it's an old wooden roller coaster. It is going to be a little bit jolty. But you know what, credit to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, they really look after their wooden coasters, and it is a really fun roller coaster to do when you're here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So let's hear from Mark and Jimmy. What did Mark think of the Big Dipper?
Oh, superb that. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's like drops you road life on the bottom, and then like Jack Rabbit. That's up there with them.
Yeah.
That is literally, it's the best woody here for me about now.
Easily.
And you get a good air time. It's just nice and enjoyable. You sit on it and think, air time, and it's just such a fun ride that you can literally go around again on it, and again, and again, and again. And it's, let's say, you could say obviously when you look at how much work's done on Cyclone and they've retracked areas, you think, well, they've looked after that, but this is basically so old as well anyway, and older. And it's still maintained to such a good quality.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was absolutely superb.
2 trains now as well.
I know, it's nice to see that they saw the queue was building up a bit. Thought, well, let's throw another train on it. Good work to Pleasure Beach for that. They could have left it on one.
Yeah,
and they've not done. So fair play to them. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Jimmy is smiling off camera. You enjoy that?
Yeah, really good. Like I say, it's up there with all the other stuff we went on.
Favourite wooden coaster here, would you say?
Definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. Here on Pleasure Beach Experience, we always like to cover the little changes at the Pleasure Beach as well as the big changes. And we have this here now underneath the big one. So I'll zoom in on the little bit of information so we know what it's here for. Taking our second ride of the day on the big one. How was your second ride of the day on the big one?
I was a bit disappointed, to be honest with you. Thought it was a bit rough.
A bit rough. You're not feeling the love today, Mark?
Not feeling the love today. It's just like when you see the big one, and you see it stacked, but then you see the train in front of you go with 5 empty seats. I'm not talking like 5 where there's been single riders. I'm talking like there's 2 empty rows.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, why are you not telling people to go and sit in those seats to move? Yeah, it's not a big queue, but that's so frustrating. You know what I mean? We've come back from America and things like that, but there's no empty rows. So literally, you're in it. You've got to go in it.
Yeah.
If there's a 2 of you, you're in it. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? And that's a bit frustrating, really.
And it's a longer train.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, why are you not filling it up? There's something got to change with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because you look from a guest experience, you can see everyone looking around thinking, why is there empty rows here? Why did I want to get on this ride and you're sending that? And it's just so frustrating to see.
Yeah.
And it's just not really, from a guest experience, it's not great. And
no.
You know what I mean? And that's because you want the park to do well. You want people to enjoy themselves. When you're growing up here as a kid and you think, I remember it being really busy. I remember coming with my dad and stuff like that. And you'd be like loving coming here.
Yeah.
And there's just, and I want like see everyone else growing up with that same experience that I had. And it's just not there.
No.
And that's and you know this place could do really, really well.
You know it could do it, you've seen it.
You know what I mean? You're thinking, why is it not like that? Why? And that's where, yeah, we can say that you're being negative about it. It's the fact that I care about this park and I want it to do really, really well. And it's just not there. And it's like something that has to change to do that. You can't just keep expecting. If you do the same things, you'll always get the same outcome. Something's got to change. You've got to try something different. If it doesn't work, you've tried it, move on to something else. But I don't know,
It's not got busy, has it, today?
No, I mean, it has got a little bit bigger. I mean, we went out before, we went to Wetherspoons for dinner, and you could see like quite a number of people in the queue to come in. And you're thinking, well, if it was open later, they'd have a full day here, can you imagine how much better it would be if it was open until 10 o'clock, like for late night ridings? Because you know that you can get like 4 hours in the morning where it's quite quiet, and then everyone comes in the afternoon because they know that they've got all the rest of the time, and then they can go back to the hotels at like 10, 11 o'clock, and they've had a great day.
Yeah, I mean, every time we do a late night riding, it's really busy from, what is it, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock-ish, it just gets ridiculously busy.
2 o'clock in the year.
But it's not a bad thing, it's an amazing atmosphere.
No, that's what you know, like the sun's setting, get some nice music on, and they do play like feel-good songs when you can hear the speakers and that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, if you have that around the park, have a bit of life, have a bit of atmosphere, more people will be here. You know, you go back to like, when we went over in America, and they had like songs pumping all the time.
Yeah, feel-good songs as well.
Feel-good songs, it's just got that atmosphere. You might not have heard what the song was, but it's just a bit of
buzzing.
Yeah, a bit of background noise, got a bit of a beat to it, and you think, oh yeah, and you'd be chatting, and you just got that smile on your face. And if you look around at people, and there's like,
it's almost like people just feel like they're doing things for the sake of it. There's no
smile, there's no laughter, and that's part of that becomes infectious with other people. If people are going around having a good time, you automatically think, oh, I'm having and it just builds and builds and builds. And
it's like when we do the late night riding, you can feel the buzz.
Yeah. The later on it goes in the evening, the more happy you are about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know that you've done plenty of rides, you've had a good laugh, you've had a whole day out with your mates.
Yeah.
And that's part of the attraction, whereas like now it's just like...
It is flat today.
Yeah. And like I say, it's just because you want the park to do well.
Yeah.
You want it to be buzzy. It's a Saturday afternoon. And it's 25 degrees. I want everybody here.
Yeah.
I want that atmosphere back. I can't stress that enough.
Just thought I'd give my thoughts on the day here at the Pleasure Beach. I do appreciate that it's not been all positive. I hope that you don't think it's been too much of a negative video today, but we're just generally saying what we see as we go. As regular visitors, it is always easy to pick up on things that maybe a one-time-a-year visitor wouldn't pick up on in terms of things that are frustrating or just general stuff like that. I just think that as much as this place is brilliant, there is so much that could be better. I mean, the opening hours, we've spoken about that a million times. Ride capacity's been fine, but it's just like, I don't know how to put it. Sometimes, like you see, like Mark said earlier, 5, 6 empty seats going out on the big one when there's a queue of speedy pass all the way down the exit. The trains are taking ages to be sent, but there's still empty seats. I don't understand it. I think I was less critical of the big one being dispatched like that until I saw Magnum 2 weeks ago, when literally the trains are just boom, 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 they're just gone. There's no faffing. You've got 5 seconds to get in the seat. There's no putting stuff on the other side of the platform. There's not people coming in from the exit. It's just on, go, next train comes in, it goes. And it's how it used to be on the big one. Just having seen it on Magnum, even when Magnum was on 2, it is frustrating seeing that the big one can stack almost every train. I know that the circumstances are against the staff with speedy pass and other ways of getting on the big one through the exit. That is just the way that the system's set up, and there's no one to blame for that other than whoever decided to put speedy pass at the exit of the big one, because I just don't think it works, and it totally makes a mockery of the big one's operations, to be perfectly honest. It's nice to be back. I like being at the Pleasure Beach in the sun. It's always nice to come here when it's sunny. It's always a bit of a feel-good factor about it, but I'm sure you can see from behind me, Pleasure Beach is not rammed, it's not busy today. The rides seem busier because it's either there's empty seats on the rides going out, speedy passes are getting in front of the main queue. It's not a busy day. I've seen Pleasure Beach a million times busier than this before, and I can guarantee in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, whenever the late night riding is in July, it will be 10 times busier than this, but the same problems will be there, but doubled with Speedy Pass, for example. I don't have an issue with Speedy Pass being in the park. I use Fastlane Plus at Cedar Point every day I was there. I use Fastlane at Kings Island. It's just the way that it's implemented is the problem. So yeah, that's it from us at the Pleasure Beach. Hopefully, like I said a couple of times already, hopefully it will get busier for the Pleasure Beach over the course of the season. But I genuinely don't think it's going to get that much busier other than the late night riding event. So that's it from me. I'm not sure where the next vlog will be from. As it stands, it'll be Alton Towers. We might sneak another one in there beforehand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.